The last section I'm going to talk about here is about Nvme jamming. So some examples of Nvme jam scenarios. So remember that Nvme is very closely related to PCI Express, but some of these examples are what you could do with an Nvme jammer using the Summit M5x. You could do things like delete the command completion, delete the MSIX interrupt. You could use the modify technique to modify a queue number in a doorbell write. That would point you to the wrong queue and potentially break the data. You can modify the command ID in a command submission, or you can modify the opcode and change one command to a different one. For example, you could change an admin command in an IO queue, or change a read command into a write command. Just some examples. So how would you set up an Nvme jam? The first thing you need to do is take a trace of the boot and decode the Nvme level. So the addresses that are used in Nvme are only assigned at the boot time, so you need to capture those first of all. Then you want to set up the jam conditions and run the jammer analyzer. It's going to be very similar to it is for PCI Express, as you'll see in a moment. So an analyzer capture of an Nvme read command shows that there are multiple components within the Nvme command. And below this are PCI Express transactions. This particular command is an Nvme read command. So we have a doorbell, a submission queue doorbell write. Then we have the command being read from the system, the data transfer, the completion entry, and then the MSI interrupt. The last part of the command there is the completion queue head doorbell. So keep in mind all these components of the transaction when you're trying to do an Nvme jam. If you look at it in the similar diagram to what we had before, basically you're going to have PCI Express memory reads and writes are all these components of the Nvme command. So for example, the submission queue tail doorbell is a PCI Express memory write. The command submission is a PCI Express memory read. So if we put the jammer in the middle, this is going to look a bit like this. An example for Nvme would be to change the opcode in a command submission. So how would you set that up? So what we'll be talking about is modifying this part of the command. And you would do it as follows. For your trigger condition and your jam condition, you would use the Nvme submission queue entry. And then when you modify the command, you're going to choose the opcode field. So in this case, I've changed it to 1. And then that would then look for this Nvme submission queue command and then change the opcode. And that's how you would do an Nvme jam. I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it's been useful for you. If you need more information, please feel free to contact Teledyne LeCroy Protocol Solutions Group at the email address shown or on the phone number shown there. We have a wide range of products for PCI Express and other technologies including USB, SAS, SATA, Ethernet, Bluetooth, HDMI, DisplayPort, and others. Thanks again for your time, and we look forward to serving you soon.